What's up, y'all? Welcome to the TEEJCAST. We're here with another episode, and we've got an awesome guest today. This is my homie, also musical collaborator and dope artist from Queens. Say what's up to Why Not Show Love.
Peace. Why in the building was good.
Yeah, thanks for coming through today, man. We just
Yeah, man.
vibing, man. You know how it is, just the
Yeah,
process of making this podcast and of starting any
sure.
art piece.
Yeah.
So you have your own podcast that's called Wise Thoughts.
Yeah, you did it. Couple seasons. Did 2 seasons, taking a break for the end of this year and then starting the third season next year. So yeah, it's been
Awesome.
nice. Yeah.
You got that accompanied with your travel vlog and just in general, Why Not Show Love
Yeah,
vlogs?
yeah. I really just create, I think the main thing for me is just honestly right now everything is it's really all forms and mediums of art feed each other. So I'm just really about creating and really archiving. I've learned to call archivism. And just like you archive things, making a song is archiving something, writing a journal, a poem, anything that you document. And right now we're all documenting our stories and sharing our stories, and all different mediums of art are mixing with each other. So yeah, I'm blessed where whether vlogging, music, podcast, it's all really capturing a moment, right? And then capturing that moment so it could be like uh reflected on, sampled, remixed, right? So like everything is art. It's just seeing it all as the same thing. So it's beautiful to do all those different things and
Yeah.
still see them as one.
For sure, man. A big reason why I want to start this podcast is just, archivism. Like, whether that be, I feel like back in the day, I would just be freestyling, have a voice notes on.
Yeah,
That's an archivist. I feel like a lot of people take
yeah,
pictures, and that's a
mm-hmm,
way to archive something.
yeah,
Even like, nowadays, like posts
exactly,
online, whether that be like an old
yeah,
Facebook post from 10 years ago that comes up,
mm-hmm,
or, a
definitely,
family picture. Those are all ways that
facts,
archive and like bring you back to
yeah,
that moment in time. And to some people that might be like it might have a personal connection to it, and to some
mm-hmm,
people it might just be like being a fly on the wall and just seeing even someone
mm-hmm,
else's family picture. You can like get the story out of it. You can
yeah,
get like where they've been. You can see the look in their eyes, the time and
mm-hmm,
place, the the culture that they're
yeah,
from.
for sure. I love it. I love it all.
Yeah, dude. A big part of what inspired me to start this too was just being in Europe when we spent 3 weeks out there, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the conversations we were having, but also just like seeing things. And I'm not a big like take pictures person, even though I am more than you. But
Yeah, I'm not at all. Like take
yeah,
pictures.
pictures and
Yeah,
videos. I try to take
yeah,
some, and it's enough to look
yeah.
back at the camera roll, but so much of it is just trying to be present.
Experience. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
be in
Definitely.
the moment and just experience, everything as it is. But even some of the conversations we were having, whether it was with Satya Rocks in Shoreditch or with Leo in London,
Yeah,
and just some of these conversations, I'm like, man, if we just had a mic on, like it's something I would listen back to, right? And if I would listen back to it, I'm
yeah,
curious if other people would, and I would like to at
yeah,
least
for
have that
sure.
out there for other people to have the
Mm-hmm.
option to.
Definitely. Well, congratulations, brother. I think it's great to document, and all these things are part of a story, right? Telling the story, reflecting back on it, and I agree that it's necessary to capture moments. But yeah, we all have different ways, and that's why you work together, and you just uh, that's what creates value. Just when you document something, you write it down, you record it, then you can come back to it, you can refine it, you can it puts your stamp on it, and that's really what gives everything value. Any form of art, it's all things that people do.
For
Hmm.
sure, man. That could be anything from like even like journaling, as a way to archive it
Everything.
just for yourself in a personal way, right? Do you do much journaling?
Yeah, I have all these different mediums. So sometimes, like you said, it's a vlogs. A lot of times, it's voice notes. I use voice notes a lot, and then I do have a written journal. I actually carry it. My bag's over there. Yeah, I always carry a notebook and I carry a pen. I'm still one of those. It's just a small lineless notebook with a pen. I don't use it all the time, but it's small and easy to carry. So I still carry that. I don't journal every single day. I learn just to flow with energy, but some days I'll be like, man, I don't want to turn on a computer right now. I don't want to look at my phone. And when you look at your handwriting, it's really powerful, man. And then even if you draw and sketch and write down ideas, so I love using notebooks, physical notebooks. My house is wherever I go, I just fill up notebooks. I stick things on the wall usually that I write them down. I have a whiteboard. So yeah, I love just writing things down. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I think it goes back to archiving and documenting. But like it's like chaos and organizing chaos, because life is gonna do what it does, but I just like keep track of it. I'm like, this is what it is. So like for me, I love writing things down. I love, for everything I have is always full. Like I want to actually pull out my old phone and look through it and then start using that to document more voice notes and have like a separate recording device. To organizing is now another key. So that's what I'm taking at the end of this year, to now organize and create like structure around it. But yeah, just allow it to be and be ready for anything. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
even just handwritten journaling, man, like
it's
just that
good.
process of even like I've written pages in one sitting and your hand gets tired
Mm-hmm.
and you see the effect it has on your handwriting and just your mood. Sometimes you got some ideas, you got to get them out fast so it's sloppier.
Mm-hmm.
And just all those little details make that analog archiving system like
Mm-hmm.
just so much more authentic. Even recently for Thanksgiving, I was looking at some old family pictures, in the old photo
Mm.
book, the
Yeah.
analog photo
Oh
book.
wow, nice. Little photo album. That's
Yeah, literally
beautiful.
photo album, and I literally like I wanted to put my hand on the picture and like zoom in, looking at a
Wow. Now
picture.
how you used to
That's
it.
yeah. I'm
Wow.
used to seeing the pictures like on a
Mm.
screen and being able to have that option to zoom in. But now it's like it was cool to just take the time and appreciate it. It's just like nope, this is you want to zoom in, bring your face closer to it. That's
Yeah, but
the
get a
only options you
magnifying
got.
glass. You
Yeah,
get that magnifying
right.
glass. Yeah. But see, we still found a way to do it, and times change, right? And yeah, we still found a way to do it, and times change. So yeah, it's all and different mediums are great, just like it's writing or digital. There are advantages to both, So like everything you can use, some people write poetry in an old typewriter to this very day, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. And what awesome thing about archiving too is that you get to really see like your growth and development over the years and also showcase it to people. I mean,
Mm.
some people that growth and development isn't something they want to showcase to the world. Like I'm sure someone like
Yeah.
Prince has a crazy archive of music that
Yeah.
would you would see the development of all his biggest songs and even songs that just never came out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a very personal experience to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
But some artists also like to just put out every step of
Everything
the
they do,
way,
yeah, yeah. And the
especially in this
process.
age.
Yeah.
You know?
I think right now more people are showing the process like of how they do things, which is why, whether it's podcasts or tutorial videos or breaking down the songs, everything is just like people are really looking at it. The exchange of information is there. So like the access to being an artist or being a photographer is like that access is now the bar has been super lowered. So now it's about like how can you be as creative as possible with the tools and do something that like gets past the noise and just stands out and connects to somebody for something, and hopefully connects to yourself. That's really the main thing, right? Why we do this, just to find out deeper things about yourself. So I think that's why we all create, it's
Yeah, for
beautiful.
sure, right? Even someone I'm thinking now with the Andre 3000 album, he's got a 10-year plus gap in his stuff
I
that's
love it.
released,
That's my favorite rap
right?
album ever created.
And you could tell he in that time, you could tell he's been through, to all different kinds of worlds. And
Yeah.
now he's like, yo, but this is where I'm at now. A little timestamp, 10 plus
Yeah,
years later.
man.
It's
It's
like, check it
amazing.
out.
It's amazing. I feel like art, there's no wrong way to do it, It's just and the more successful it is, it's just the more authentic it is to the deliverer of the art. People connect to it. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? It's like, because different people could do the same thing, but it'll connect to certain people or it won't connect to, like I said, I consider that like my favorite rap album or hip hop album, because it's like if you try to think of that record like it, because it's like, no, it doesn't have no lyrics, it doesn't got no drums, it doesn't have, I'm like, yeah, what if that? To me is like, it makes you just think different. And I feel like artists who just give you another perspective, that's what art really is. It's using the same tools, sound, light, whatever, to like give a perspective. So anytime anyone throws a different color in the crayon box, I'm always like, yo, mad respect to it. And also, like, of course, things are gonna resonate with certain people and things are not. But like, I love it. I personally love it, and it just inspires me to be even more open, and trust in things. So I feel like to different people, the same thing means different things. So yeah, that's why it's important also to document too. All of this is connected to like, our existence.
Right, definitely. I think too, like even how like successful or like commercially or pop music wise, like a song is, doesn't always mean more people are connecting to it. Like there's songs that I've been like are super catchy, but I don't have a connection to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there could be a song about someone's, traumatic experience in their life that they have a connection to, and very few other people too are going to have that emotional connection to it. That's very different than like a jingle that you just hear and it's like, oh yeah, I know this one. Like it
Yeah.
resonates on like such a lower level, or like a lesser level compared to something that's like deeper like that. And it's
Well,
interesting, that balance.
yeah, the human being is a weird thing because we can make a connection because like if it was a cheesy pop song that you got like your first kiss to, that'll be a forever song for you because
Right.
of the memory, right? It's music is also so associative, and like I know I've listened to music that I used to like. We've all had this experience. Listen to a record like maybe you really liked it when you were like in high school. Then you listen back to it 10 years ago, and later you're like, wow, it sounds totally different. The song didn't change,
Yeah.
but your taste, your life experience makes you like hear shit differently, look at things differently, and that's what I love. Cause like the song doesn't change, but your relationship to the song changes. That's why I think for me, like, I just like making music so much because like I get to just be like, whoa, wow, it shows me parts of myself, you know what I mean? And I think any form of art does, when anyone who creates something, it puts your stamp on it, and the more you put on it, the more I think it becomes a one of one thing, but there's also that commonality in us, right? That everything is connected too. So yeah, but it's all a very case by case. Once again, it's just beautiful though.
Hey, we just going our way. Anyway, it might stray, always come right back. Only got facts, talking to my people, and it's how we interact. Cause I'm only saying the truth, only saying things that I really feel from my heart, pulling at the strings. Cause that's the vibe. Yo, we have arrived, we right here, right now. Don't gotta wait for nothing. Got these sounds and they up to something. And I feel it in the floor, in the bass, in the treble. And it's coming through my pores. And I've never been in trouble for anything I didn't mean to bring upon myself. But still I gotta scream, gotta get that wealth. We manifesting in real time. Oh, we got that real shine. Even when the light falls down, we let it go. Let it get something new. Something new and profound. We got these brand new sounds that we showing you with the cast. Gotta do the math and make the moment last. Cause it be coming by so fast. And I'm just gonna do my thing and keep it blingin', yeah. Do do do. Do 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 do. Ooh, do 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 do. You just keep on swinging, keep on, let it ring, 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 swinging. Swinging. Yeah, I'll give you a personal example of when something connects. I experienced it recently, but it reminds me of so like back in the day, man, the first like real music I really got into was like some emo alternative rock, pop punk stuff. Like, but I mean is that when I first started playing guitar, I was playing these songs, I was learning these songs. They were just coming out. Bands like Green Day, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, right? And I was big on those for like maybe 3-4 years, and then I got into other genres, right? Other kinds of rock later, jazz, hip hop, and it would be years without me listening to these old records I used to love. I used to have them on CD
Yeah.
and run them over,
Oh,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
So I
For
had to
certain
like,
periods of your life.
yeah, and probably had hundreds of plays on these records over a couple years. There would be the
Yes.
point where I didn't know any other albums. This was like the
Mhm.
album I would listen to.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so what's
Certain
trippy
things.
now is after going to music school, after
Mm.
playing so many gigs and having my ear trained on a different level, you know, now when I go back to these records, and I actually had a moment yesterday when I listened back to this album I hadn't heard forever. I know, well, one, I know all the lyrics to like every song. Like, but
Yes.
I could just look at the title of the song and be like, I don't know how it goes. 1 second plays and I don't know every word. Right? I'll even know some things like guitar parts that I don't even know how to play, but I could pick up my guitar and play it first shot.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Even things like the bass lines and the fills, I could sing all of it because it's so
you
ingrained.
changed, right?
Yeah, I
the
changed.
music didn't change. You changed, and your relationship. That's exactly that point.
Yeah.
And it's a depth because you have a relationship not only to the music but to like the instruments, to the bass, to the notes. That no, that's definitely a 1-4-5 progression, or that's this, and that's because your relationship to sound changes, and that's why like. Even like if an electrician walked in a building, they would say, "Oh, that looks like wires from the 50s that comes from this and this and this." Or a plumber goes into place, "Oh, these are pipes from the da 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 era." Or, "Hey, this doorway is from the 30s, is from this and that." Because everything has that, and that's what's so ill about our existence. We always evolve, and you can. It's a bottomless pit, right? And watch, if you listen to it 5 years from now, you'll be like, "Oh shit, I didn't notice. Yo, there was a reverb. There was
Exactly
like,
the production things. I had no idea what those were.
You will start to, because that's what happened, and that's what they say. It's crazy because you start to do, but you want to end up just like a child again. They didn't know nothing. That's the goal again, to try to listen to it, and it becomes almost impossible. You have to let go and just create from feeling. Like you know the rules, you learn them, you internalize them, and you break them to just get to a point where feeling could be back to the things. Feeling. It's all about a feeling, you know? And whatever feeling, if you capture and it's aligned with it, it creates like a memory and then a moment. And then that becomes something that someone goes back to, you know? And then even yourself, right? That's when you repeat the song, or you say, "Oh, that's a good lyric. I'm going to write it down." Or, "Oh, I'm going to keep that riff." You know what I mean? Like, it requires repetition, you know, to go back to something. That's why, like, it's so necessary. And that's why, like, music is infinite, man. Like, I keep finding out new old music I've never heard from before, the new shit. Like, they said, I think every day 100,000 songs are released. That's not even, like, made, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but imagine if every hard drive around the planet, every voice note, like, music is literally occurring at all moments, at all times, everywhere, even just by the sonic form of existence. So, like, that shit is, I don't know, it's such a big and little thing at the same time, man. I love it.
It's so different, man. And just for me, like, if I can take these old songs that I like downloaded so long ago and hear them now with a brand new perspective.
yeah.
You know, I think about other people that are listening to the music in their own experience, you know?
Yeah.
If I had never heard those songs back then and I heard them now, it'd be a totally different experience, you know?
Yeah.
And even if I just never played it now, just the memory of them lives on in me. And it's crazy, man. So like, yeah, so many different lanes you could take as the audience member. It's like that's really the infinite part. The creator part is
That's
one
it.
side, but then the audience is just like
Yeah.
we'll never know like how many different ways it can be interpreted and enjoyed.
Show a song, show a painting to 20 people, and you'll get 20 different definitions of what that song is or what that painting is. And it's so it's beautiful, and that's perspective, you know, and that's what keeps changing as you do anything longer, your taste, you know. And some things are tried and true, and then but it's always feeding each other. We have different eras, so I love it. I'm very, very thankful for just the continuing process to reflect on things. I love when you can go back to think for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you know what I mean? Like, because it deepens your relationship to it. Just like if you had a friend or a partner or a business, whatever, you name it, when you know something deeper and longer, now, like, it gives it more value in a way. So, like, depth is very important. I love depth, you know, so I listen to, like, some songs over and over and over and over again, you know, and then I just to reflect on myself, you know, so it's beautiful, and there's infinite, man.
I want to talk a little bit about traveling because you had a 5 week experience
Yeah,
in Europe,
yeah.
and
Sixth Europe trip, sixth time I went, so it was
wow,
nice. Yeah, man, traveling is I think necessary. I feel like the goal is I really just try to see the more everyday experiences. I'm never like, you're a person that has just I just try to like I always say I try to go there and do laundry and end up in somebody's kitchen. Like I love going into people's kitchens. So, I actually came up with an idea for a project I'm working on. Speaking of travel, so we ended up doing a lot of jam sessions in kitchens. So I was like, I came back home. It took me about 2 weeks to just get into like my routine because I am a very regimented person. So like, it took me about 2 weeks. Just I had a friend from Germany come through, stay over for a little bit. So like, and I just reflected on it. I went through like anybody. I'll go through my own shit. I had my birthday, so that was even dope. So the birthday's always like the beginning of the year for me. So I was like, okay, here's this experience. And I said, well, what do I want to do musically? Like the world is my oyster. I could do whatever. I was playing my songs I have. I was like, that doesn't really feel like this right now. I feel like I want to do something new and different. And I was like, well, what is, and also because I've been saving money, I've been cooking every day. And when you cook once, you usually can eat twice if you cook once at least, so
you're right.
I was just like, yo, I'm cooking. So, and I wanted what I make to connect with what I'm doing. I wanted the art. I wanted no separation between my life and art. And I just sang recipes. So I had different people come over and we were cooking. Even my friend Beth, she came and made the cat food that we make for our cats. And then John made a red lentil curry. And I'm a big MF Doom like special herbs fan. So I was like, yo, I want to do a thing called a recipe. Guaz came by and we cooked. And then we made some crazy shit and we recorded like 3. So, and I just kept making music while we were cooking. So we would cook, listen to something, eat, and then make some music. And it was all going on at once. So I came up with this idea called a recipe. So I've been working on that. And but why that got inspired to your question, travel. You go around the world, there's different seasoning. It's still like pasta and rice or a wrap, right? Or whatever it is. But it's got a different flavor. So I was like, wow, how can I learn about all these different flavors? And like, because I had a friend there, he let me stay at his house in Berlin and I stayed with him in New York and he stayed with me in New York. And it was like, wow, that felt like a real cultural exchange. And when he went back, me and him were talking about like, wow, because we did things beyond the program that was just crazy. And they were like, yo, that was a real exchange of like culture. So I think culture, food, all of that is necessary. Traveling it just gives you a it's all we're saying the same thing. It gives you a broadened perspective. Like you're gonna just go to a crib, there's gonna be a living room, you're gonna go to a toilet, a kitchen, a bedroom. It's all it, but it just looks different. There's just a little, the doorknobs just slightly different, the way the lights are different, it's these same things that make human existence, a couch, and sometimes they're these little quirks and little details. That's what I love. Like about places. Maybe it's like in Europe, a lot of the windows you open them both ways so they can open this way and swing. I'm like, that's so smart, and they're so much bigger and they give light. And I'm like, bro, the windows suck over here, and just like little things like that. But then you appreciate things like something I appreciate is diversity in America, in New York. Like shit is like we got all of that. So like once again, that's why I say travel is necessary. I'm not a destination traveler. I just go wherever there's an opportunity, and I try to do the same shit I would do everywhere in the different environment. But I always just go with the wind. Like Teej likes to go outside. I'm like, yeah, let me go out. All right, cool. Other people tell me like, so I get into other people's way of life, man. So it's good. It shows you a lot. I vlogged about it. I captured things, and yeah, I think it's important and necessary. Everybody should travel as much as possible to as many places as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm always so grateful to travel because I know so many people from here in
Yeah,
Queens
they
never
don't.
get the
They don't.
opportunity,
Yeah.
or never. It's not even about getting, yeah,
Prioritize. Yeah,
prioritize it.
yeah. It's
See the
so
value in it.
you gotta invest. I put shit on my credit card just to be like, I'm out. And then I said, nah, we were only supposed to go 10 days. I'm like, nah, I'm staying 5 weeks. I'm that side of the world. I'm gonna try to go to as many places that make sense for me just to have that experience. And not all experiences are good. That's another thing. I feel like
Hmm.
people think travel. I'm like, no, you're supposed to go to travel and like yo, people go traveling, they lose their fucking wallet. Now you got to figure some shit out, or, you know. And that's what actually, you're going to remember those experiences, y'all. I swear. Like, for me, I know that, like, you don't want to be the what if person, and you would rather just go out there, man. Get out there and do some shit. Even if it's just like, oh, I got a cousin over there, some shit that gives you an excuse.
Yeah.
Just make an excuse. Even if you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You don't even know what to do. Just go there and go to the store and, like, you'll be all right. You know what I mean? Like, it's so... I just feel like it does a lot for our spirit, and it makes us realize how much one we are and how the same we are, no matter where you go. So, like, people, and it gives you, like, I feel like I played different when I came back, you know, and also I wasn't in my routine. I couldn't just wake up and do what I like to do, you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like, and that change to me is beneficial. You know, that's why we're doing this. You even said inspired part of you doing a podcast. So, yeah. Travel, if you listen to this shit, travel around, go around a fucking block, go to a different block, get off on a train station you've never gone off in before. Like, don't even sleep on Yo, I went to Jamaica Bay. I've never been there in my life. There was a whole thing. I saw cactus by the water. I was like, yo, there's fucking cactus out here in New York, in Queens.
Wow.
I was like, yo, I was flipping my wig. I took a little video of it too. I was like, yo, we got cactus out here in this bitch. But I really enjoy just, like, discovering things. And, yo, look around you. Try to walk down a block you never walked, you know? Even if you can't try. Like, get off on a train station. Go to a neighborhood you've never been to before, you know? Like, see a different literal block. And it will add something to your experience, I personally believe, you know?
Yeah, for sure, man. Man, even pulling up to Staten Island, being like, "Yo, what's the food spot out here, man?"
Exactly. I went to an ill Sri Lankan spot out there on Bay Street. Shout out to there. Because of that reason, I was like, "Yo, I haven't been to Staten. Let's go. We out to Staten."
Yeah, man. So much, even just within New York, because it's so diverse and, like, so many trains, right? It's like, have we really been to every train stop? Have we been to every beach, every park?
Like, no.
You know, it's like there's so much to explore.
You could be here 20 years and you still ain't get it. So, like, that, like, have a mind to discover and curiosity. I think that's what we're kind of hinting at. And then the opportunities will come. Because if you go towards something, it comes toward you. So I feel like traveling is one of those great experiences that's worth it.
Yeah, an interesting thing, too, about being a New Yorker traveling is I feel like we have so much to offer other places because places know about where we're from. Yeah, so just us being present and just having good intentions and wanting to give, you know, our good vibes to wherever we're visiting, you know, people just pick up on that. And, you know, and I feel like when we're giving to them, the place will give back to you. Yeah. And you'll have a reason to come back. You'll have a reason to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me that you ain't good for nothing, you son of a bitch. Don't tell me why I got to ride down, get it full. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. Oh, baby, it ain't the same without you. By my side, by my side. Yeah, I had to smack 'em up, back 'em up, back 'em up, front to back 'em up, after 'em up, they acting tough. They try to smoke it out like there was a ragamuffin. I've been doing over there with the vegan muffin. I've been sipping water out of the copper. I've been taking out somebody's daughter and she buying me dinner. Losers and winners, we all just see it. All just be it. All just see it. All I go, all I know, all it's so. All it in is adios when it's all a vote. When it's safe with the bomb with the squad. Different fear when you know that it's gotta. Wanna see me disappear like it's time. You couldn't see me disappearing as your father. I don't even kill it, then I got a browser.
They just did it and they did it for their brother. I just did it for my sister plus my mother. And I say that cause I did it like no other. Wanna see me getting down and then it grows and it disappearing things and then you see it then it blows. I know. I don't know where I've been or I don't even know when. I don't even know how to so baby, where the f you going? I've been down and down. And I'm doing on tonight. Hey, baby, hey, hot it now. Ain't hot it now. Ain't hot it now. We're not hot it now. All the days, all the ways, all the haze, all the blaze, all the phrase, all the days is phases. Did it from away, just play like the grades. Did it some way, just get out the fucking way. Sound fake, I don't sip no more way. Oh, they do it like it's today. It's only when they go, it's only when they beat, it's only when they walk, it's only when they see. And I cross the 7 seas, maybe about 10, maybe despair when it sees out and then. All I really know, that I don't know nothing at all. That all I really know is I don't know anything at all. Nothing at all, 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 nothing at all. Money, cash, hoes, glow, spark up the reefer. Know the procedure, that's a seizure. Effort to ease it, I just make another album. I did this every day, fuck it, every outcome. Could I see the light of my brother under the covers to see the self and to see the discovery? We be on to the camera, then fall to the stamina. Over here, what you do is not airing up. Flow colder than Canada. Tended to amateur. Get the bread, dog, and wanna sing with you. No smoking to my mic. Say making music, it's me living life. Out of the and everything. Ja, ich kenne the Vater, ich lese die Forscher. Aber ich gosto vor, was uns schön aussieht. Ich hab der Vorstand, der geht schon Vater. Lauf, Kluschen, schlafen, schlafen, sehr softly. Made my own language. We started with Spanglish, then it's Spanglish, then it's get Spanglish. Never bananas. Heard the voice of the police scanners. We're going bananas. Off the top, the D's and the antlers. How does that myself go? And everything disappeared. It all made sense. Someplace in time, say divine. Wasting time, but not wasting time. But living fine, don't define. They got the grapes and wine. Take the fine, hate to find. They don't wanna see. I'm crossing the seas. It all just goes where it goes. Bends down, thinking low, lower than the ground. But we all been there.
And it's all
For
the
sure.
exchange, and that's what was
Sure.
cool. We had this cultural exchange. We spent a lot of time in Berlin. I met some Berliners the other day at my gig too. They're from I forget where they're from, but we're like Neukölln,
Yeah.
Alexanderplatz, listening to some
Yeah.
spots, man. But
Sick.
right, you have a connection to a place, and even we're
Yeah,
staying
you
in
know people.
where you were staying in Neukölln, you found yourself back on the same block where
Same building that I was 4 years ago. Five. Wow. So yeah, literally the exact building I was in 5 years before the pandemic, and like that was even a sign. And then I got to stay there thanks to a friend, and he came to New York a year ago. So like once again traveling, and this is just like I met him doing some like show, and then I met him and a bunch of friends, and I ended up going to Vienna with them. So like this shit was crazy. Off of just like once again traveling and going to some regular thing that I would normally do over here, and just you just realize, wow, people are people, and you can have a lot of great experiences if you are open to it, and just put yourself out there.
let's bookmark it there. Oh yeah. Let's see.
So I guess I'll say how I made the song. The song is actually it's a 5-bar loop if you listen to it, which is pretty crazy. Which is what I love. I actually I was playing the guitar, and the funny thing is I make so many versions of songs. It's crazy. So like now the way I play the song isn't even like that anymore, but I've been having this idea of in recordings once again to capture these moments. It's archiving. So I recorded my voice and the guitar at the same time, and I did the whole thing straight through one layer. And I was like, you know what? Then I was like, oh, typical like I guess editing was like, yo, okay, now I gotta like do the verse right and get the hook in and come up with this. And I was like, nah, I actually really liked the way it felt straight through, And I was like, yo, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just build on that straight through thing all the way. And that's what I've been really loving about like, because as a producer and someone who like makes music and does a lot of things, there's always this idea of, oh, I gotta get this certain way. But now I'm like, yo, let me try something. So like I did a lot of crazy shit on this track. So first of all, it's a 5-bar loop. I'm going straight through. The voice and guitar are live all through. So that's step one,
I had no idea, yeah.
And then I looped chunks of it. I looped the hook again at the end, but then in the middle I end up playing a guitar solo and a key solo, and then I pan them slightly different directions because I was like, oh, I gotta write another verse. And I was like, what if I did the verse with the instruments? Which is why I love the 3000 shit. And then I was like, oh, should I do a keys or a guitar? And then I did both, and I was like, oh, which should I do? And then I was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna put the keys thing a little bit lower and throw it on the side because the 5-bar loop is so monotonous throughout the whole thing. I was like, well, I could be freer with these other things. So I said the CV drums is I took these things. So I really love like, if you ever listen to like Sly and the Family Stone, which I love Sly. He's like one of my favorite artists. He has this album called It's a Riot Going On where he played a lot of the instruments, and what he did is he had this groove box. The one that was famous was the Maestro Rhythm King. I know a lot of shit about gear, so some nerd shit, but these groove boxes that would like go like samba, funk, and then you'd press this and it would have a thing, and then be a tempo meter. And then so those sounds that you're hearing are electronic sounds, so they're not really supposed to be a kit. They eventually evolved into what you know as the 808 kits and the 909 kits, but before that they were these groove boxes that used these awkward digital, but they were just super groovy, but then they were making like mambo grooves and all these cool things. So the grooves were very groovy, but the sounds were these kind of very like lo-fi sounds. And like same thing, I was like, oh, my old mind, I gotta get a drummer, I gotta get this. I was like, nah, we gonna put these not knocking drums on it because I want the vocals to stick out. I'm gonna have this verse that's made up of 2 solos put in there, and then I said running away, and I was like, why can't I just do what the fuck I want to do? Like, really, is it making it, why do you gotta be perfect or this or that? I'm like, you know what, let me just do it. And then yeah, I put the running away. If anybody's been to Europe, you'll see the sign for exit is that. And then instead of the exit sign, I turn the arrow around pointing to yourself. So even the artwork is all part of it, you know what I mean? And I make new versions of the song all the time and I love it. But like, yeah, the song just started with that, the guitar and voice. I added those little anti-knock drums. I added a little synth, just played some keys, chords off it, very all basic, you know. And then it's funny, it uses a 1-4-5 progression with a 5-bar loop. That's the fucker in it. It's like da, 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 so it's that extra bar that just like throws it in the air. Now I do it, I alternate between a 4-bar and a 5-bar thing. But then when I was like, no, still put this out. You could always make another version. So I'm really getting over myself to put out more records. So that's why I picked this song, Running Away, you know what I mean? And also I put this one out right before I went to Europe. So like I was like, you know, it's been good. It's been fun putting out music, you know. It's nice. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. It's one of those two where I wouldn't have been able to tell you in first couple listens that it was a 5-bar loop.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whenever things have those weird loops like that and you just can't tell, that's always when it's best.
Yeah, and see, it feels okay. It wasn't like, what's that weird thing that happened?
Yeah.
That's how I knew it was all right, because I was questioning it for a second, but then I was like, but I love it. I love it because I was like, that's now something that makes it different, you know? And it's like, but there's still things that repeat all the way through. So like, I think music shows you a lot about yourself, man. I love. That's what I love about records. You know, like you can just capture a moment. And
yeah, even hearing you talk about it now, like I know the guitar solo on it, but I gotta listen back and hear the key solo.
Yeah, it's happening at the same time. Lower pad, there's the keys going on in there, and then like same thing. Like that's what I like, because I was like, and then I was like, yo. I'd be just like, oh shit, that's some shit that I've never heard. Fuck it, we're doing it. And as long as it could feel all right, you know what I mean? Like if it sounded too crazy to me, and I'm just like, cause sometimes I'll be like, but I'm a crazy dude, so I fucking love it. I feel like those little nuances are what make it authentic to me, you know, and make it me, you know? So I was like, wow, you know, and like those are the things I end up afterwards, like I'm proud of, you know. I'm like, oh shit, I did, because I didn't sit down and say I'm gonna make a 5-bar loop thing that has 2 solos. It was just like I got stuck and I didn't have another lyrical verse, and I was like, I'm tired of music always needing more. What if I say it with the instruments, you know? And I was like, you don't really hear solos in songs no more, you know what I mean? And like a real proper like. So if it's 5 to, I got like I guess a 15-bar solo if it's 5 bars. So like it's insane. Like I just laugh at shit like that because it's fun, man. You know, and music should be fun, and that's why we play music, right? It should have a level of play to it, you know. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I like the song.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you put this one out. And I just remember
thanks,
tagging
man.
you and things when we were in Europe, and I would put this song.
Yeah.
And I felt like this is definitely a song for me that was like a soundtrack to that trip. Probably
thanks,
I put
man.
in a couple stories, but also you know, just being with you and knowing that's your newest release and it heard it.
Yeah, no, you're a big inspiration, man. Like I don't really, anyone knows me, I don't give a fuck about really releasing music, but like people like TEEJ always inspire. And then you know when people are like, man, I want to hear. I have a friend. Like, even though I have all these songs on SoundCloud or Bandcamp, he's like, yo, I'm listening to it on this. And, like, he was like, it just, I like when people actually want to hear some shit you do, because I make music for myself, you know? But, like, I love when people want to actually hear it, because I be forgetting, like, oh, yeah, this could help people, too, you know? Because, yeah.
Definitely, man. That brings back to the archiving and timestamping.
Yeah,
you know? This song,
yeah.
like, I don't know how long you've had it in the vault or how long it's been in, you know, as just an original that you've written. But, you know, and hearing this version, and even just the mix, and now I'm noticing things like the bass. And,
Yeah.
You know, look out for the key solo. Next
Yeah.
You know, but all those things. And then plus, like, you know, the time you released it and everything that was happening.
Yeah.
You know, it just kind of, like, puts a bookmark on it. And I'm going to remember... You know,
yeah, no, thanks for asking, man. Like I said, the fact that anybody gives a shit about listening, I think that's very spiritual, man, because music is really like, it is, when people take that time to, especially to listen to the music, you know what I mean? Like, not just like, because I know now, like, when I work out, I stop playing music. Because, like, now, actually, when I go to music, I actually sit down to music like I'm going to eat something, man. Like, I really be like, yo, let me really, because I feel like listening to music past. Now I'm just listening to the sounds of the streets. So like I don't want. I used to wear that, but like now I'm intentional. Like, yo, I want to listen to this song, or I want to really like. I want to, because music is really like feeding yourself, man. It's nourish. and some shit is candy, which is okay. But like if you eat too much candy, that shit'll rot your teeth, man. But it's important to get nice, nourishing things that were made with care and quality and intention, man. So
Yeah.
that's what I strive to put into the music, and that's why I would never want to put anything that I don't believe in. But I believe in some weird shit sometimes, so you still gotta like trust in your taste, you know. So I love it.
Yeah, like how you said, it's like a meal. You know, you feel fed. It's funny because back in the day, I used to listen to music like so often to the point where like even I would go to sleep listening to music and wake up and first thing I'm playing, you know, and not have a moment off. Like, but I don't really do that anymore. I can't really go to sleep listening to music as much because I just have all these thoughts going in my head. Like it doesn't help me tune out.
Yes, yeah. Music is very active. It's a very active process, yeah. And it's hard to get silence, especially in New York.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to not listen to things as much and be present. But when I do listen, once again, I strive to really take in things, you know? Yeah. Active listening, yep.
You told me once that you were going away. Now you're going today. Said you won't be back no more. I smoke along with all these thoughts in my head. Too much thoughts in my head. That you won't be back no more. You used to sing all the songs that I love. Oh baby, songs that I love. I can't love no more. I lay alone, all alone in my bed. I'm all alone in my bed. I couldn't sleep last night. All my life I've been running away. I've been running away. I've been running away. Hey, hey. All my life I've been running away. I ain't running today. I ain't running today. Hey, hey. All my life I've been running away. I've been running away. I've been running away. Hey, hey. All my life I've been running away. I ain't running today. I ain't running today. Hey, hey.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Why Not Show Love for being in the building, featured on this episode of the TEEJCAST. And yeah, anything you want to let the people know you got going on?
Yeah, well, WhyNotShowLove.com. You know, I go by why. I use Why Not Show Love as the mantra because I was like, everything is intentional for me. So like I was like, what do I want people to write when they look up music from me? I was like, that's just a cool thing to write. Why not show love? It first is like my artist name because it's funny because now I've gone places like yo, and I'm like yo, I go by why myself, but I like it because it creates a level of depth to myself. But you know, I got the show love stuff and creativeexpressions.co is the arts education work I do. And yeah, I'm building the community. I got a group chat anybody's welcome to. Mailing list for all the goods music, you know, Instagram at Why Not Show Love, all the grammatical WhyNotShowLove. I'm everywhere. Just hit me up. Even that on Gmail, you could get me. And then yeah, my link tree got everything. And yeah, pretty much the thing I want to say is like trust the process, listen to yourself, be your greatest version of you, and silence the noise and just stay focused on expressing yourself as authentically as possible, and it'll always work out. You never lose being you. So that's what I tell myself every time. Just be what you are in each moment and stay present. And we all good money. Thanks
Sure,
for having
man.
me, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Super agree with that you said about trusting the process. I feel like a big part of your process is showing love and
Yeah.
all that. So I'm happy to
Right.
be able to show love back to you.
Yeah, no, I
on this
appreciate it,
platform.
man. But I think I'm like the first official guest, right? That
Yeah.
not yourself, right? So there you go. It's all a moment, and congratulations and good luck, and wishing you all the best on many more.
Appreciate it, bro. Signing
Word.
off.
Yes.
Peace out, everybody. See you the next time.